Welcome to About Mansfield. It is your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo, broadcasting from the Somark Studios along with the About Mansfield news team. Colleen Daniels, she's out there in Studio West. This is the March 4th, 2026, 310th edition. Coming up, it's Mansfield News, Talk, and Information. Let's check the stories we're covering this week.
MISD trustees hire a new superintendent. Arrest made in Mansfield drug-related death investigation.
The nation tunes in to watch Legacy Grad's American Idol performance.
State resolution honors a local as DFW Executive of the Year.
Nominations are open for 2026 Methodist Mansfield Sports Awards. And in sports, North Texas Soccer Club kicks off their season.
And in the talk segment, Steve concludes his in-studio talk with the Reverend Floyd Moody. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo. Have you ever wondered what a river cruise is really like? It's not a big ocean ship, no crowds, no long lines, just a relaxed way to experience Europe, one beautiful town at a time. This November 12th through 19th, Paradigm Travel Agency is hosting a Rhine River cruise aboard the elegant Ama Lucia, sailing from Amsterdam to Basel through the heart of Europe's castle country. You'll wake up in a new destination every morning, medieval towns, vineyard hillsides, and historic cities with guided excursions and exceptional meals already planned. You unpack once, and Europe comes to you. For more information, contact Claudine at ParadigmTravelAgency.com. Don't forget, use promo code MP111226.
Looking for a night out that's anything but ordinary? Step into Vault Seafood and Steakhouse, Mansfield's premier upscale dining experience. Savor perfectly aged steaks, fresh seafood, and handcrafted cocktails, all served in a stunning atmosphere. Want more? Enjoy private dining rooms and a cigar lounge for that extra touch of luxury. Vault delivers exceptional flavor in a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Located at Matlock and Country Club, Vault Seafood and Steakhouse. Unforgettable nights. Unmatched taste.
Hi, I'm Washima Huck, Executive Director of Texas Trust Gives Foundation, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by Vault Seafood and Steakhouse.
The Mansfield ISD Board of Trustees met Tuesday night with one item on the agenda: to officially hire Dr. Tiffany Spencer as the new superintendent. Trustees approved Spencer's appointment by a 7-0 vote. After the I's were dotted and T's were crossed, Board President Dr. Benita Reed announced the decision and formally named Spencer as superintendent. The audience responded with a standing ovation. Hundreds of people attended the public reception that followed at the Center for the Performing Arts. Dr. Spencer is a Mansfield High School graduate and most recently served as Area Superintendent of Accountability and Special Populations in the district's Curriculum and Instruction Department. In a recent YouTube post, Dr. Spencer promised to lead with heart.
HEART is an acronym. The H stands for helping others grow through building their capacity. The E stands for empowering others through service and support by removing barriers so that all of our students and our staff can succeed. The A means acting with empathy and showing compassion. The R stands for remaining fair and consistent. And the T stands for taking action, not just talking about change, but leading it with real purpose.
Mansfield police have arrested a suspect in connection with the death of a man found unresponsive inside a vehicle last year. Officers were called November 5th, 2025, to a parking lot in the 700 block of Debbie Lane, where they found 38-year-old Danny Figueroa unresponsive in a vehicle. Mansfield fire medics pronounced him dead at the scene. The Tarrant County medical examiner later determined the cause of death was fentanyl and cocaine toxicity. Following a months-long investigation, detectives identified a suspect and obtained arrest and search warrants. On February 19th, officers working with a SWAT unit executed the warrants at a residence in the 600 block of Ragwood Road in southeast Arlington. Police arrested 34-year-old Raydell Spruill without incident. Spruill is charged with murder, along with multiple drug-related offenses, including manufacture or delivery of controlled substances and possession of fentanyl and marijuana. Police say the murder charge is connected to Figueroa's death. Investigators also reported recovering contraband and several firearms from the home. No injuries were reported. Spruill remains in custody at the Lon Evans Corrections Center with bonds set at $1.25 million.
Much of the nation was tuned into ABC Monday night to watch 2025 Legacy High School graduate Brenna Brigman advance to the top 30 performers. The judges whittled down the field from about 50 performers, and Brigman was in the final group chosen to move on to the next round, which will be televised from Hawaii. Brenna Brigman, a 2025 graduate of Legacy High, is gaining attention as a contestant on season 24 of American Idol, where her audition performance of My Church by Maren Morris helped introduce her to viewers all across the country. Her advancement through the early rounds of competition has drawn support from Mansfield residents and local arts supporters following her journey. Before appearing on national television, Brigman had already built a foundation as a working musician, songwriter, and producer. She has released multiple original projects, including the 2024 album Green Away and the 25 EP Realizations. In addition to performing and recording, Brigman is also investing in the next generation of performers. She serves as a teacher at Destiny Studios, where she works with developing vocalists and young artists, balancing a rising professional career with music instruction close to home.
District Aide Daryl Perez presented a Texas House of Representatives resolution on behalf of State Representative David Cook to Crystal Brown in recognition of her being named DFW Executive of the Year by the National Association of Health Services Executives. A transformative leader and respected community advocate, Brown has guided Methodist Mansfield Medical Center's growth into a 294-bed hospital that in 19 years has welcomed more than 23,000 new lives, performed 53,000-plus surgeries, and served 1.2 million patients. She also serves as chair of the Women Healthcare Executives Network and as a board member of ACHE North Texas, continuing to shape healthcare leadership across the region.
Nominations are now open for the 2026 Methodist Mansfield Sports Awards, a program that recognizes outstanding high school student athletes from UIL schools in Mansfield, Arlington, Grand Prairie, and Kennedale. The awards honor athletes who demonstrate athletic achievement, academic success, and strong character, along with a commitment to their sport. Players of the Year will be selected across multiple sports. The program is presented by Methodist Mansfield Medical Center and Crown Golf. The awards ceremony is scheduled for May 14th at the Mansfield ISD Center for the Performing Arts. All of the finalists will be invited to attend the private awards event. For more information and nomination forms, visit MethodistMansfieldSportsAwards.com. North Texas SC kicks off their 28-game season, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
Hungry for bold flavor and a good time? Head on over to El Primo's to enjoy sizzling fajitas and their signature blue margarita. Enjoy weekend live entertainment and let the kids run wild with an outdoor play area and arcade. Planning a party? Multiple private rooms are available, including the all-new Parrot's Nest to make your event a success. Food, fun, and flavor for the whole family at El Primo's. Visit elprimos.net and bring your appetite. Located at Matlock and Country Club. El Primo's, where the locals go.
Mansfield Plumbing, Electrical, Heating, and Air is a family-owned local service provider with over 20 years of experience. Servicing Mansfield and surrounding areas, we offer expert plumbing, electrical, heating, and air solutions focused on quality workmanship, customer satisfaction, fair pricing, and guaranteed results for homes and businesses.
Call 817-473-8888. Mansfield, plumbing's never second rate.
In sports, North Texas SC opened the 2026 MLS Next Pro season with a 2-2 draw against Real Monarchs on Sunday in Harriman, Utah, before falling 4-3 in the postgame shootout. Midfielder Edu Nice scored his first professional goal in the 40th minute on an assist from Natty James to give North Texas an early lead. Forward Nicholas Simmons added to the club's second goal in the 83rd minute. Simmons selected third overall in the 26 Super Draft. After the game, Simmons said, "It was just a pleasure being on the field."
As a player, all I want to do is to play, and to get 90 minutes under my belt. It's an amazing feeling. Happy to score, disappointed with the result, but it's always a blessing to get game time and 90 minutes in the tank.
5 players made their MLS Next Pro debuts, including goalkeeper Eric Demora, midfielders Edu Nice and Timmy Ospina, and defender Slade Starnes, who captained the team in his first professional match. With the draw, North Texas SC opens its season at 0-1. Next up, SC opens its home schedule Saturday, March 7th against Colorado Rapids 2 at Choctaw Stadium. Don't forget, North Texas SC moves to Mansfield Stadium on the 4th of July. In MISD basketball playoffs action, Lakeridge lost to VR Eaton 70-55 Tuesday night, and Timberview was downed by Denton 58-51 on Friday night. On the flip side, in the area round of UIL playoffs, your Mansfield Tigers beat Eastwood 76-58 Friday night, while Summit routed Saginaw 63-37 Saturday night. In Monday's regional semifinals action, your Mansfield Tigers played Little Elm Tuesday evening, and Summit played Andress of El Paso. Both games were played past our publishing deadline. Check our Facebook page for the final scores. Turning to the baseball field, the season is young, but the standings are starting to take shape. In 6A play, Legacy stands atop the leaderboard with a 10-1-1 record, followed closely by Lakeridge at 4-2-2. Your Mansfield Tigers are still trying to find their groove at 1-3 on the season. In 5A baseball, Summit is in the middle of the pack with a 7-3 record, and Timberview is still trying to work things out at 4-5-1. We turn our attention now to the pitch. Lakeridge, Mansfield, and Legacy are placed 1, 2, and 3 in 6A district play in soccer. Lakeridge at 8-1, Tigers at 6-3-1, and Legacy at 5-3-2. In 5A boys soccer, Summit is currently in third place in the district at 6-3-1, while Timberview is still trying to find their mojo at 1-9. And that, my friends, is a look at sports. It is that time of year again when we turn our clocks ahead or spring forward by 1 hour at 2 o'clock Sunday morning. The first day of daylight saving time. It actually is my favorite day of the year, even more than Christmas or Halloween or even my birthday. To me, it marks the start of longer, warmer days filled with grilling, bike riding, relaxing by the pool, spending hours with good friends. So this coming Sunday and every day until November 1st, get outdoors and enjoy the extra hour of afternoon sunlight. This coming Saturday, March 7th, is National Cereal Day, a celebration of the breakfast classic that has been fueling sleepy mornings for generations. Just to add milk and minimal effort. The story behind cereal is actually stranger than you might expect. It dates back to the 1800s when health reformer James Caleb Jackson created the first dry cereal called granula, believing digestion was the key to good health. Later, physician Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, a name that you may recognize, developed his own version at a Michigan health spa, promoting a famously bland diet as part of a healthy lifestyle. An accidental batch of fermented dough eventually led Kellogg and his brother Will to invent cornflakes. The brothers disagreed over adding sugar. Brother Will won that argument, started a company in 1906, and breakfast has never been the same. Today, cereal remains as one of the easiest meals. 2 steps if you're efficient, 3 if you spill the milk. So Saturday, grab a bowl, celebrate National Cereal Day, whether your taste runs towards sensible whole grains or brightly colored marshmallows pretending to be nutrition.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
Arts Week is just around the corner, and Tim Roberts has the details in the Cultural Arts Calendar.
I'm Angel Biasatti, and today I'm excited to talk about something new that brings comfort, convenience, and a little extra joy to our hospital. And Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
In this week's Cocktail of the Week, it's the springtime equivalent of a fastball right down the middle. It's clean, it's crisp, and it's ready to start something great.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
This portion of the news was brought to you by El Primo's, where the locals go.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a Level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
Congratulations to Josh Wilson, who was the first person to correctly answer last week's Mansfield trivia question. What was Main Street in Mansfield known as prior to 1958? Josh knew it was Water Street and has won a $25 restaurant gift card. Are you looking for the weekly, highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield trivia question? You can find it at its new home on the About Mansfield Facebook page. So log on to Facebook right now and hit the About Mansfield News Talk page. As always, the first person to email the correct answer will win a $25 restaurant gift card, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance. Good luck. When we come back, we turn the page to the features section. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Troy Dorsey, 8-time world boxing, kickboxing, and karate champion from Mansfield, Texas. And you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section.
It is the first episode of the month, and that means we bring in the community arts calendar host, and that would be the tourism manager for the city of Mansfield, Tim Roberts. Welcome back to About Mansfield.
Great to be back. I mean, it's spring. That means it's Super Bowl season for Mansfield. This is when all our big events start rolling off.
This is it. I mean, we're talking Arts Week, which we're going to get into in just a second. But first, we've got a little theater going on March 7th.
March 7th, this is going to be a fun one. The Troop Theater presents their 24-hour playwriting festival. They've gotten scripts pitched into them. A crew will go in March 6th at 7:30 p.m., and they will workshop this play out start to finish in that 24-hour period. Then you show up at 7:30 and you watch a bunch of exhausted people perform plays seen for the first time on the stage, and you get to vote for your favorite with your dollars. That'll go to the playwrights. It's going to be a really fun one over there at the Farbest Theater.
March 7th at the Farbest Theater.
Yeah.
All right, a note to the listeners. Sit down, buckle in. It's Arts Week.
Yeah, go ahead if you want to hit 2 times on that podcast button. It's Arts Week, and it's the biggest ever. It's March 12th to the 18th. We got over 25 events, so rapid fire. I'm just going to hit them here. We start off on the 12th with a watercolor class at the Wallace Hall Art House at 10 a.m., open mic night that night at 7:30 over at the Farbest Theater. Then Friday, watercolor class again at 10 a.m. The community mural unveiling will be at 6 p.m. This has been going on for months now. We had it at Common Table where we got the ideas. We got the community painting at the end of January. We're unveiling our second community mural there on the Pond Branch Linear Linear Trail at 6 p.m. Whimsical Self-Portrait class at the Wallace Hall Art House at 7. Into the Woods, MPM Studio Theater presents Into the Woods Junior, actually. That'll be March 13th to the 15th over there at their studio theater. A ghost hunt at 9 p.m. at the Far Best Theater. Now we move into Saturday, an eco-print workshop at the Wallace Hall Art House. Fansfield, our big Comic-Con convention, 1 to 5 p.m. at the Mansfield Activity Center. Historic Architecture Tour at 1 p.m. downtown. Mansfield Spring Music Showcase at the Far Best Theater at 2. A free parent-child art class at Kid Create Studio at 2. Paint and Celebrate class at the Art House at 5 p.m. Opera Arlington presents their Spotlight recital at 7:30. And then the Wallace Hall Art House Ghost Hunt at 9 p.m. Take a deep breath. It's Sunday now.
That's right. But wait, there's more.
The Art Room Kids class at 2 p.m. at the Art House. Mike Gwynn presents Tales of High Adventure Poetry at the Far Best Theater at 3:30. And then the opening of our new art gallery at the Art House is that night, 6 p.m. Roots and Roots is its name. Spelled both ways, R-O-O-T-S and R-O-U-T-E-S.
Okay.
Then moving into Monday, it's the granddaddy of them all. It's the big one. It's Kids Day, the one everybody wants to take part of, that first day of spring break, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in historic downtown Mansfield. We'll have so many free hands-on activities, a couple that are paid, so much for you to do to get your kid out of the house, including free magic shows at 10:30 and 1:30, the Mansfield Philharmonic concert at noon over at First Methodist Mansfield, and then make a bag charm over at the Mansfield Public Library. Wrapping it up on the 17th, we have a pocket sketching class at 10 a.m. at the Art House, and a painting and drawing class at 11 a.m., another painting and drawing class the next day at 6 p.m., and at the beginning of that day at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. To close it off, we have a creative journaling exploring mixed media class. So that just sums it up. If any of those sounded interesting to you, even one of them, just go to MansfieldTexasArts.org to see that full calendar, because I know you probably missed something along the way.
That's pretty amazing. That is quite the schedule for the Arts Week, and yet there's still 2 more things going on arts-wise in the month.
We don't even take a breath, because that's March 18th, March 21st. You know it, you love it. The Pickle Parade is downtown, and we're making sure there's something happening every single moment. Will Baffle, who'll be doing some free shows during Kids Day, will have hourly magic shows pretty much between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. during the Pickle Parade at the Far Best Theater. You can just go up to the theater at any point, buy your ticket, sit down for some magic in between all the pickle action down at the Downtown Pickle Parade.
And then I believe we started with the Troop Theater, and then we end with the Troop Theater.
They sandwich the month. It's fantastic. They present the play Sylvia at the Far Best Theater. It's a dog-themed play if you're a dog lover, and it's also going to be a charity event. They'll be doing canned food drives for a local animal shelter. So a good play with a good cause, and it wraps up a good month of cultural arts events in Mansfield.
Oh my gosh. That, my friends, is the cultural arts calendar. That, my friends, is the tourism manager for the city of Mansfield. That is Tim Roberts. And Tim, oh my gosh, I'm sure on March 31st, you're going to be getting a lot of sleep. And
no time for that. Too much else happening. We sleep in between the days.
There you go. Appreciate you being on About Mansfield. We'll see you next month.
See you then.
Angel Biasatti is here to talk about something new that brings convenience and joy to the community in Methodist Mansfield News to Know. Angel.
Today, I'm excited to talk about something new, the grand opening of the Clover Key gift shop. Joining me today is Gwen Gillette, Chief Marketing Officer, who has been instrumental in bringing this vision to life. Gwen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Angel. I'm so excited to be part of this and to officially open the Clover Key gift shop.
We're thrilled to have you. Tell us a little bit about the gift shop and what makes it so special for patients, visitors, and staff.
Well, Angel, first and foremost, we fully embrace Methodist Mansfield's mission of improving lives through compassionate quality care. Clover Key was designed to create a welcoming, uplifting space right here in the hospital. We wanted to offer more than just a few items for purchase. We wanted to provide comfort, convenience, and a way for people to show they care, whether they're visiting a loved one or supporting a colleague.
I love that. And this shop really does have something for everyone. Can you share some of the items guests can expect to find in the gift shop?
Absolutely. So, of course, we're going to offer fresh flowers. These are provided by Full of Bloom, a local area florist. We'll have balloons, greeting cards, plush toys, apparel, including Methodist Mansfield apparel and other branded items. We'll have wellness items, snacks, a variety of unique gifts for all ages. Whether you need a quick pick-me-up or something meaningful, we're going to have something that will brighten someone's day.
It really speaks to the heart of what we do here, caring for the whole person. How do you see the gift shop enhancing the overall experience at our hospital?
It's all about those small but meaningful moments. So a simple gift, a card, or even a favorite snack can make a big difference during a hospital stay. We're proud to be part of creating those moments for families, patients, and staff. And for those who can't be physically present, but who want to send a token of support for a loved one in the hospital, we offer a complete online companion to the gift shop as well, so you can make a purchase easily of gift shop items that will be delivered same day by our friendly gift shop staff or a hospital volunteer.
That's beautiful. Before we wrap up, what would you say to someone who hasn't stopped by to shop yet?
You haven't been to the shop yet, you need to come visit us. Stop by, say hello to Mari, our gift shop manager, who, by the way, is a Mansfield local. She's lived here almost all her life. It's her hometown. We're located right in the main lobby, and we'd love to help you find something special.
Gwen, thank you again for joining us and for helping bring this wonderful addition to life. And to all you listeners, we invite you to stop by the new Clover Key gift shop and experience it for yourself. I'm Angel Biasatti, reporting for the About Mansfield podcast.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain serves up a fastball right down the middle in this week's Cocktail of the Week. Brian?
It's that magical time of year again when optimism is high, gloves are broken in, and every fan thinks this is the season. Welcome to another round of the Cocktail of the Week brought to you by Bourbon Gospel. I'm the host, Brian Certain, and this month we're diving into a theme that's all about fresh starts, quick pivots, and calling your shot. It's Spring Training Sips, a series of cocktails inspired by the smell of freshly cut grass, the crack of the bat, and the sweet anticipation of what's to come. Whether you're a diehard Rangers fan, a casual scoreboard watcher, or just in it for the stadium nachos, this lineup is for you. Our first feature is the opening pitch. It's a grapefruit mint julep spritz that takes the southern roots of bourbon, gives it a citrusy, bubbly twist just in time for longer days in warmer weather. So what does it take to make this opening pitch? Well, we're going to start with 2 ounces of a solid bourbon. Again, I always argue that's always a good start. So 2 ounces of bourbon, 1 ounce of fresh grapefruit juice. Fresh does make a difference. A half ounce of simple syrup, mint infused for bonus points, and 3 ounces of Topo Chico or club soda. Then you're going to take 5 to 6 mint leaves, and then the garnish will be the mint bouquet and a grapefruit twist. My glassware recommendation is going to be either a highball glass or, hey, let's do a baseball pint glass. So how are we going to make this beautiful cocktail? Well, in a shaker, we're going to gently muddle the mint leaves with the simple syrup. Then we're going to add the bourbon, the grapefruit juice, then fill with ice and shake lightly. So this shake is gentle. It's not as vigorous as other cocktails, and you're only going to do it for about 10 seconds. And then you're going to strain that into a highball glass filled with fresh ice. Never reuse the glass that you used to chill the cocktail because you're diluting the cocktail with that, and you need fresh ice to keep it cold. Then we're going to top it off with Topo Chico or club soda, your preference, and then garnish with a mint sprig or a twist of grapefruit peel. The mocktail version, as I'm concluding a mocktail version every week, is the Rookie, which we're going to remove the bourbon. Obviously, that's the mock version of it, but we're going to keep the grapefruit juice, the mint simple syrup, and then 4 ounces of sparkling water or citrus seltzer. We're going to build it in a tall glass over ice. We're going to stir it gently and then garnish with the mint. It's refreshing, it's clean, and a game day friendly. Well, the mint julep, and this is a derivation off of the mint julep, has long been associated with Southern hospitality and the greatest 3 minutes in sports, the Kentucky Derby. But bourbon fans everywhere have claimed it as their own. The version that we're doing today modernized the classic, stripping away the heavy sweetness and layering in the fresh grapefruit and the bubbles for a drink that hits like a sunny March afternoon, much like today. Did you know that the first official Major League Baseball spring training started back in 1886 with the Chicago White Stockings, now the Cubs, heading to Arkansas? Even then, baseball was all about reinvention, much like today's cocktail. And in case you're wondering, mint was widely grown across Texas through the early 20th century, especially near Waxahachie in East Texas. So feel free to call this a local tradition. And so this week, whether you're lacing up your cleats, you're buying fresh peanuts, or you're grateful for an excuse to day drink outdoors, make the opening pitch your go-to spring starter. It's light, it's bright, and just enough edge to wake up your palate. As always, I'm open to hear your take and your input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until one of my favorite authors, Mark Twain, said, too much of anything is bad. Too much whiskey is barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with the conclusion of Steve's in-studio interview with the Reverend Floyd Moody.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tondra Grimble with Stim It Up Sports, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And this week, we conclude our conversation with the Reverend Floyd S. Moody. And yes, we will talk about Mansfield High School in 1956. Enjoy. Talk about, you went to I.M. Terrell High School.
Yeah, I graduated from I.M. Terrell High School.
Tell me about you're living out West Broad Street, you going to I.M. Terrell. Getting there wasn't the easiest, was it?
We lived about 2.5 miles out of town. And it used to be a little drugstore on Main Street on this side where the Continental bus would come. And they had fixed it where when I went into the 9th grade, we had to go to James E. Gwynn. And that bus would come like 7 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I suppose the school board, Mansfield School Board, was paying for the tokens. We didn't have to pay to ride. A lot of folks said, I thought y'all had to pay to ride. No, we didn't have to pay. We'd have you get so many tokens. And I remember we had to go inside the building, sign up, and the bus come, you just get on. And my first year going away from Mansfield was James E. Gwynn. Now, James E. Gwynn was a little different from I.M. Terrell because the bus would go up Rosedale Street up to South Main, mm-hmm. and then go downtown, where James E. Gwynn sits right by the freeway, Interstate 35 and Rosedale. But when the bus stopped, we just got off the bus and walked across the street to school's right there. That was nothing to that. But the next year, when I graduated away from Gwynn, you go to I.M. Terrell. Now you got to go all the way to the bus station downtown. Now you walk across all those railroad tracks to get down the hill to I.M. Terrell. Now that, which, you're 16 years old, you don't care. You don't care. You're having fun, throwing rocks at one another and sticking sticks up under somebody's arm and running and cutting up. You didn't care. Terrell was a great experience with me because I think about it now. If I had to walk half where I walked then, I wouldn't make it. But it wasn't nothing for me to walk from the bus station downtown. I would say it from downtown bus station to AM310 was probably at least a mile. Probably at least a mile. And we do that rain, shine, sleet, or snow. It didn't matter. You went to school, you walked across those tracks to get down the hill.
Was there ever a time where you went to mom or dad and asked, how come I'm not going to that school right down the street?
No.
No?
I tell people all the time, I said, in that day, parents were different. If you got kids, I remember my wife was saying something to my grandson about one of his kids. And he told her, Grandmother, it ain't like that no more. And that's when we realized life now, it wasn't like it was then. You, as a kid, if whatever the parents said, you did it. Mm-hmm. I thought about running away a lot of time, but there wasn't any place to go. You know, if I run away and went to a neighbor's house, they're going to just bring you back home. Nowadays, you can run off and maybe find somewhere to sleep on the street. There wasn't no streets to sleep on. You run off and go to Mansfield down here. There was an old cop named Bud Pierce. He'd pick you up, and he knew everybody. And probably lock you in jail for the night, and the next day going to take you back home.
Sure.
There wasn't nowhere to run off to. So at that time, whatever the parents said, you did it. And you did it, and you didn't walk away from them slamming no doors. My dad had a belt about that long, about that wide, big leather belt. You think about that belt. That I used to call that the Board of Education.
Oh.
He's going to educate you about
avoid the belt.
Yeah, the belt. Yeah,
yes.
And so you did. No, I never asked. Matter of fact, when he told me what he was going to do, he didn't ask me. Tell me, well, his cousin Tim had a lot of influence over my dad. Tim was, I think, the head man of the NAACP at that time, mm-hmm. and he was a head deacon at Bethlehem Church. And he was just kind of a leader in the neighborhood around. He had a lot of stuff going on. He wanted your boy, so that's why he didn't get nobody. But my dad sent me, Tim's sister sent her son, and W.D. Davis sent his son. That was three of us that went that morning to that school.
Yeah.
The rest of the parents was afraid. They were afraid to break that cycle. I was afraid too. But I was more afraid of my dad than I was that mob.
That was 1956.
Yeah.
Gracie Smith.
Yeah, she didn't go. She's on that picture. She's the first girl.
Right.
You're looking at it, she be on your left, looking straight at. Yeah.
Hattie Neal.
Hattie Neal was yeah. They went to AM310, but they did not. Their parents didn't send them to that school. They just happened to catch us coming out of school one day and took that picture.
So we're talking. It's now a pretty famous picture.
Yeah, it is.
You're in the middle.
Yeah.
John Hicks.
That's my first cousin. That's my mother's sister's boy. But his parents wouldn't send him either.
And Charles Moody.
Charles Moody, that's Tim's nephew. He was on the end, yes.
So they planned to enroll. It was August 31st, 1956.
Mm-hmm.
They planned to enroll.
Yeah. Well, I think it was before actually enrollment time was a little bit, but the superintendent and the principal of school, we met with them with Attorney Davis, mm-hmm. and they took us up there. And in that office, I guess it was a conference office, there was a big, long table, probably long as this room, and probably about 3 feet wide. I remember sitting on the end mm-hmm. down here, and Mr. Huffman was sitting at the end like you're sitting. And seemed like it wasn't but 2 or 3 words spoken. The attorney stated our business and what they wanted to do. Huffman listened. And when he got through, he said, well, I'm going to tell you this. They will never enter this school. He said, the people in this community are not ready for that yet. That's the words he said. It seemed like that was all of it.
Right.
And we left. Next day, there was a lot of drama going on. effigies was hanging from the school, the stoplight in Mansfield, and other places, signs everywhere. And that was the time when everything, the news media got into it with them, and from that day on, every day, there was a mob at the school waiting to see if we were going to come back. We didn't go back. We let the judges and now Shivers was the governor. Governor of Texas was Alan Shivers.
Right.
Eisenhower was the president. Now, at that time, they did Shivers finally sent, I think, some National Guard fellows here. But that wouldn't get us into the school.
Right, continue.
They were doing that to protect the school. They didn't want us in that, so they were kind of, Shivers never came and said, y'all need to open up the schools and let them go. That wasn't it. And that went on for a while. A mob was meeting at school every day, and people was interviewing them on TV about their situation, and they were saying, no, the community is not ready. And probably they wasn't.
Yeah.
When you talk about small as it was, and I asked Clifford Davis before he died, why was it that they chose Mansfield instead of Fort Worth? Because he lived in Fort Worth, and Fort Worth was segregated too at that time. He said, well, because it was a small community and it felt like it would be less turmoil if it's in Tarrant County.
Yeah, how'd that turn out?
Yeah. It didn't. Well, because Mansfield still didn't integrate until 10, 11 years later.
Yeah.
And then that's when Brenda, you probably got on your paper, Brenda Norwood and my brother Charles, I had a brother that graduated in the first graduating integrated class. He went. Now, they had it harder than I had it, because I saw the mob most time on TV or see it when we come through town and effigies hanging up. But they had to endure that in the classroom every day.
Right.
Can you imagine one or two black students in a class where 25, 30 other students that don't want you there?
You're going to now a desegregated school for the first year. How are the students treating you? How are the teachers treating you?
Wow.
And the administration, it's had to have been difficult.
I asked Brenda about that, and I asked my brother about it too. Mm-hmm. She said it was hard. Said you had the students against you, the teachers didn't like you. Said it was a tough situation. I imagine, because I know by how the community came together and gathered around that school to keep us out.
Right.
And once they had to go, community still wasn't ready. But there was a threat that federal funds may be cut off if they don't allow black students in the school. It's just a long story that I say turned out to be all right. I couldn't believe the other day, when Michael got elected mayor, first black mayor of Mansfield.
First black mayor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it when now we got the first black lady that's over the school system.
That would be our soon-to-be elected superintendent.
The superintendent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I think about all that. And at my time of going there, I didn't ever be able to visualize what I'm seeing now. So then it kind of made me happy that we had to go through that, let folks know that there ain't no danger. I think we are all better now. Now, a lot of this, I'm trying to stay out of the theology stuff and Bible stuff. But
that's okay. You're a reverend. I expect it.
That's I've been trying to stay away. No, I ain't preaching to you. But it helped me to know how to deal with people, because if as a preacher or pastor in your congregation, everybody don't agree with you. You never gonna get everybody to agree. Everybody don't agree with you what you're doing.
Come on now.
But you won't stop. Yeah, because you feel it's you. And it helped me. Now, I didn't fight folk because they disagreed, and I used to teach folk. You don't fight folk because you disagree with what bad as I hate Trump's stuff, I wouldn't fight him about it. That's his belief.
Right.
And one good thing about it, if he fixes it where he can get another term like he's trying to do, I won't be here. Y'all have to put up with that.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'll be out of here in another year or two.
No, come on now. What do you want people to understand about your story?
My story is that I'm not a bit. My wife say, some folk are wanting to know, didn't you get mad about that situation? No, I never did. I was happy to graduate from AM310 High School. It was about people like me that cared about me, my teachers. I never will forget, I think in the 11th grade, going into my senior year, I didn't pass my history final exam. I never will forget this old lady. Her first name was Clara. Looked like a grandma then, but her name was Clara. I can't think of her last name. She called me in off. They had periods of time, teachers' periods where they could talk to students. She called me in and she said, you got your card. You see you had a failing grade. And I don't want to leave it like that because you're going to be a senior next year. And I said, ma'am, I'm glad you're thinking like that. Can you change it? She said, no, but you can. I said, how can I change it? I'm going to set it up for you to come in here on my off period. I'm going to give you the work to study. And I did that. I went in on the off period, passed that test. She gave me a C. Went on into high school. 12th grade with no failing grades. I didn't need that being, getting ready to graduate. I didn't need that on my card. And that if I'd have been in Mansfield High School at that time, I don't think that would have happened. No teacher would have took time for me to make up that failing grade I had.
Right.
But they had people at AM310 concerned about the students. Oh, I know that they didn't get paid like they get paid now, but they're concerned. I remember the old principal, Mr. King. He was the principal. I remember one of my teachers. He's a metal teacher, metal arts down. He did welding and all that.
Yeah.
My teacher, I took that under him. Great man. I ended up serving in one of the groups. He was a minister too. I ended up serving 5-10 years ago in a group where I was his president.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember, and I used to tell folk, I joke with him. And when I get in the group, we have a meeting. I said, I'm glad to see my teacher here. He can tell y'all what good kid I was in school. And he'd look at him and say, you don't want me to tell you.
Uh-oh.
But he was a good. They were concerned. That's what I'm saying. I'm always grateful when I see people concerned about other people. And I think that's what I learned out of the integration thing, to be concerned about other people. It doesn't matter if folk don't look like me. It doesn't matter if folk don't think like me. My wife and I don't think alike a lot of times. And since that happened, we'll agree to disagree.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm going to go on my way, and she going to go on her, and we live together. We've been together, August of this year, it'll be 67 years.
Wow.
That's my youngest son, and he's a senior.
Yeah, Ken is here in the studio today. You mentioned at the beginning of the interview that you are going to be 87 years old in July.
That's right. That's correct.
If 87-year-old Floyd Moody were standing in front of 10-year-old Floyd Moody, what advice would you give him?
Obey your parents. Treat people right. No matter if you don't agree with them, go on. This too will change. that nothing remains the same. Because I look back over my life as a teenager up to now, that's two different worlds.
Yeah. We
live in a world now that I didn't know nothing about when I was a kid, 10 years old. But I would say there's always somebody that the higher being has put out there to help guide you to get you to where you need to be. Because if you're 10, 11 years old, you don't know. When I was 15, 16 years old, I thought I was Superman. I thought I could get up on top of this building and jump off and wouldn't hurt myself. But now I can't even get on the ladder because times have changed. And that's what I learned from that whole situation is that it doesn't matter if folk don't like you. What matters is how you feel about them. That's what keeps you going. Because you can let that hate get in you and it'll rot your bones. But it matters how you feel about what's going on. And that's what I would tell them. Obey your parents. If you got godly parents, obey them. Don't get all upset because they know better than you. Because I know kids love to think. Now, my kids I got some of the best kids in the world. They never did think like that now. Like that my baby son here, I didn't have no problem out of him. He didn't have no problem about me. It's him and his mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of higher authorities, from reverend to reverend, this interview is being recorded on Tuesday, February 17th. The Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away today.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
I felt real bad about it because the main thing when I heard this news on CNN this morning that he passed away, the thought hit my mind now, who are we going to get that's going to be out there? We always need somebody out there to tell folk right. Now, I don't think Jesse Jackson was a racist, anything like that. Now, I wouldn't support him if I thought that, but I thought he was trying to get folk to be equal in their thinking and their working and in what they do. God didn't put no race on this earth for other folk to treat them like a horse or a dog.
Yeah,
that wasn't his plan for that, and that's what I thought about. Who's going to step up now? We had the minister in Dallas took his place for I don't know yet. I think I got some correspondence on my Facebook page, but I want to ask, why did you resign? What happened? And he's a outspoken person. He won't be a Jesse Jackson, but I mean in his own way, because he's a lot younger. Jesse Jackson, 2 years younger than me. This guy, a preacher, a pastor, and we'll call him a boy, pastor, probably in his early 60s, if that old.
Okay.
Yeah, so that makes a difference in the thinking, age-wise, And I want to thank, I just thank the Almighty God that in my way of thinking like that, and I dealt with people. I pastored church 43 years, and that was my thinking. Always treat people like they're important. And sometime in a business meeting, they would come up with, I'd have my agenda, that what I want to do for the next year. They would come up with something different. And I learned that from elders, older pastors, older than me. He said, one of the president, Dr. Price, used to teach us, don't argue with your members about what they think. That's their thought. But what you can do when they present it before a group and you hear it, you let them know, oh, pay attention to what that's a good thought.
Yeah.
But let's table that. Let's get on this one right now. And it never come up again. I made it 43 years, never had a fight in my business meeting. Because I guess they kept waiting on me to bring that up again.
Let's just table it.
Let's table it. That's all you do. You ain't got to argue. I can sit there and argue. Now, I got what I want here, and I don't want to hear nothing out. Now, you're just making a hole for yourself that you can't dig yourself out of now. But I found that most folks just want to be recognized. They just want to be treated like they're somebody. That's all. The kids the older folk are trying to get us to go to Mansfield School. They wasn't trying to go to take over the school. They were just trying to get a better education. We had went through Mansfield's colored school up here with books that had been worn out by the kids in the white school, and they wanted us to have same opportunity.
Right.
That's what was happening. Yeah, it wasn't that we didn't go up and start no race war or going in there trying to take over the school or run something like that. And we could have got along, I think, all of us, because most black folk just haven't been taught to be a racist. And I think and I said taught. I think it's taught.
And nobody is born.
Nobody's born to be a racist. Yeah, you pick that up somewhere. And I you know, oh man, yeah. When I think about it now, I said I thank God that I was able to go through that because it helped me. And I told folk, as a matter of fact, I preached Sunday and I said that to the folk. What we have to look at now in life is that sometime we're going to face situations that we don't like. Mm-hmm. And we hate to say, I don't want that. But if you just go ahead and accept it, even though you don't like it, if you're walking in the right footstep, if you're letting God lead you, what God does, sometimes he'll present you with something to get you out of the situation you're in. Like my situation on that farm, it coming off that farm and going to that white school presented something for me to graduate from a black school.
Right.
A historical school. And I like that. And also, I look at Mansfield School, look how many high schools they got now. And look how many championships and all of that they won. I think we're better together than we are divided. That's it. See, those black kids come, I had some cousins come in, great running backs from Mansfield High School. Great running back. They before then, Mansfield never won nothing in football or basketball. But now, I think one of them was in the playoff, might have won something. Might have won something this year, won the high school football or basketball or something. And see, when I look at Mansfield now, my son, we driving down, I say, every time I come, and I'm out here a lot because I go to a hospital down the street here, Long Star.
Texas Health.
Texas Health, yeah. I go there, and my wife go over to the other one over here off for
Methodist Mansfield.
And we out here all the time. And everything we do now is in Mansfield and Arlington. Everything we do is pretty well there. And so when I come through and I look at this town and compare it to what it was then, you wouldn't imagine people that's living now that's in their 20s and 30s couldn't imagine that Mansfield were ever like it was 70 years ago.
Right.
You can't imagine that.
70 years from now.
Oh, Lord, we don't know.
How do you want Mansfield to remember you?
As a peace-loving man, put into some situations that I didn't desire, but I didn't fight it. But I was glad of the results. As it went along, people realized they wasn't bad people. Those three that came up to enroll. Now, if we had got enrolled, that means all the black kids in high school would have been there because they would have cut off the funding that Fort Worth was getting for sending us up there. But it didn't happen like that. And I understand now that a lot of things that we do don't always happen right away. But if you take that step, just keep taking those steps, you'll end up where God wants you to be. And it happens to me all the time, even now as a retired preacher, pastor. I take some steps. I get some calls sometime that I don't want to take. Now, I got 2 or 3 of these this week to go through. And I get tired. I'm old now. But I said, I'm going to do it because I want the story to be told. And one of the main reasons I want to tell the story is that you don't have to be bitter, but you can let bitterness make you better. See, that's my theory about life. That's it. You don't have to be bitter about what's going on. I'm like everybody else. When I go to the grocery store, see, I come along when I first got married, and had 1 or 2 kids, me and my wife could go to the grocery store and take $10 and buy enough groceries to last us all the week. Now, I go to Walmart and spend $10 and I can hold it with 1 finger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a candy bar right there.
Yeah. A candy bar almost costs you $10. It will. Get a pack of cookies, it will.
That's right.
But then I could get cookies, candy, milk, everything. I get everything we needed for the week. You get a little slab of bacon now, it'll be $10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then we could buy a lot of bacon for $1, 50 cents. I remember going down the street here, get up Kennedale area. Y'all can't remember gas being 19 cents a gallon.
Before my time.
I knew it. There was a little station up there. And if they give a gas war, I remember buying gas for 13 cents a gallon.
Nice.
See, so it's a changing world, and but the only thing I fear about it, and I hate, it seems like it's not changing for the best. Let me tell you, it seems like now, and I say, well, it's probably because they see I'm old, I get more help from people that don't look like me. There's a little store up from my house named Aldi's, and you got to put a quarter in the rack out there to get a buggy out.
Yeah, Aldi.
Yeah, Aldi's, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I went up there, several times I go there, somebody's coming out with a buggy, and I don't have a quarter. And I don't want to go in there and ask them for a quarter, then have to walk back out. Because at my age, my steps are valuable. I want to make all of them last and make them do the right thing. And so just last week, a lady got through emptying her basket, and she's old. And I said, well, I had a quarter. I just happen to have a quarter in my hand. I said, if you don't mind, I'll give you this quarter and I'll take your basket. Mm-hmm. She said, thank you, take it. And here's a quarter, keep that. She don't look like me. She didn't have to do that. And I'm handing her a quarter. Several times that happened to me. And I see people, matter of fact, I only had one instance where it seemed like the hate came out of somebody against me, but I was a young man. I wasn't about 20 or 21 years old.
Yeah.
But since I've been an old man, I can say, but I got sense enough to stay out of folks' way. When I'm on the highway, I drive slow. I'm staying in the right-hand lane.
There you go.
Because I don't want them driving by me pointing a pistol at me. So I just stay where I hope I'm in safety. In other words, I try to stay in my lane. If you get out there and you're driving, I was riding with my son this morning, and he does the same thing. He watches out for folks that's rushing, get over and let them go. Ain't no use of contending with those folk if they in a hurry and they about to run over you. Let them go.
That's it.
Don't try to block. Some folk try to block you when they see you going to turn off. They whoop in front of you. That kind of stuff. I said I stay away from that. So all of the life I led, all the way from when I can remember up to now, the one thing I'd always tell folk: be fair with people, treat folk right, and you gonna, because the book said, "Whatsoever a man sow." If you ain't sowing nothing, you don't get nothing. But if you sow hate, that's what you're going to get. Sow love, that's what you're going to get. Yeah. I try to do that. Don't matter who it is. Another story I had, my wife put it on Facebook. Last year, in the middle of the year, I think it might have been July, August, we were coming from church and I hit something in the construction and blew out a tire. Hmm. And we went on up to Sun Valley when I could finally get off the street, got over to the side. There was a truck driver had been driving behind me that didn't look like me. When we pulled over, I got out. I had my suit on. I'm sweating. I just got through preaching, and I didn't need to be out there. And my energy level was gone, and my wife don't know how to change no tire. And I had so much junk in my trunk back there where I had to dig down there and get that donut. And so before I could get out and get the trunk raised, this guy got out of his truck and walked up. Can I help you? I said, man, I don't know. I can handle this. You can help me a little bit if you can. And he said, where your donut at? It sits down in there. He moved all that stuff out, got the donut out. And here's things he done that he didn't have to do. He wanted to jack my car, got the jack out, jacked my car up, took that front tire off, put that donut on, let it down, and the donut didn't have enough air.
Oh, no.
So we were right close to the truck stop. He took it back off, took it over to the truck stop, aired it up, come back, put it on, let it down. Now it's right. We tried to give him $20. You know that man wouldn't take it. You know what he said? My people taught me never to take money from somebody when I can help them. He wouldn't do it. I think about that a lot. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do any of that, but he did.
Gives you faith in humanity.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the reason why I say I can go through life not looking down on anybody, hating anybody for what happened to me back in the 50s. Like I say, it's a different world now. You know, I know we still got a lot of haters out there, but that's not going to affect me because I feel like that his hate or her hate is not going to be what defines me.
Amen.
Yeah, that's not what I'm not going to hate you because you hate me. I'm going to do good, like the book said. Do good to them that despitefully use you. And that's where you're going to make it because he's the one going to have the final control over everything.
Reverend Moody, in conclusion, is there anything that I didn't ask that you expected me to ask? And if so, what would the answer to that question be?
Well, a lot of folk ask, was there violence during that time? Was there any fighting, anything? Not as I know of. I do know there was threats put out on TM. They threatened to blow up TM's house. But at that one time, I can remember people came together to support him and help him. Now, what they did, I was too young to carry a weapon or do anything like that. But they kind of got prepared not to hurt somebody else, but to keep somebody from getting hurt. Right. That's what they did. Defend it. They wanted defense. That a lot of folk ask say, well, the way y'all was treated, I thought maybe you somebody got hurt. I don't remember anybody ever getting hurt. And that's one thing I'm proud of during that whole situation, as I know of. Nobody, I mean, their feelings might have got hurt, but physically, nobody ever got hurt. And I see stuff going on now in cities where people getting killed, people getting hurt bad, and people getting kidnapped and all. Just going on. As far as I know, none of that ever happened. And so, like I say, I think we don't need to fight what happens in life. Live it out to the best, because in the end, it's going to turn out to be better than what you thought.
Reverend Floyd Moody, you are not only a page in Mansfield history, you are a chapter. And I hope everybody learns your story. Your attitude is refreshing. And I appreciate you being on About Mansfield.
Thank you. That's where I want to live. It'll be refreshing to everybody I meet.
Coming up next week on About Mansfield, we will talk in studio with the only person who has served on the Mansfield City Council for over 20 years. In the meantime, this is the place where you'll hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, engage, connect, amplify, elevate, celebrate, and embrace, explore, share, love, support this podcast if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never, ever, ever send you any spam. We promise.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts, Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor, Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know, Angel Biasatti. Cultural Arts Calendar, Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week, Brian Certain. Post-production editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without prior written consent is strictly prohibited. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.